Vote for Larry Ellis. Larry is the first candidate for the Humphreys County Assessor of Property Office with advanced qualifications and certifications in appraisal and assessment. My education and experience will bring a higher level of professionalism and performance to the Humphreys County Assessor's Office. It'll be through the more advanced techniques and methods that is learned and taught in those classes that will help me be able to value the complicated properties as well as the simpler properties, be able to incorporate different techniques that have been used in the past, techniques that will bring about more fair and more equitable assessments on the properties of Humphreys County, which will make the taxpayer pay his fair share and not one penny more. I have appraised real estate in Humphreys County for 21 years, and 16 of those years as a state certified general appraiser. That experience also gives me familiarity with the market in Humphreys County, and I will be able to translate that into the appraisal program of the assessor's office. I will also work to ensure that all property owners are assessed in a fair and equitable manner, and do so with respect to the property owners. There are currently numerous inequities in the Humphreys County Assessor's current assessments. There are many properties that are incorrectly appraised, and assessments on the properties do not recognize the actual physical condition of the building. In the fundamental courses, we learn to account for depreciation and to measure depreciation on buildings. Every building, from the time it's built new up to the current time, experiences depreciation, and some at different levels. An assessor must be able to incorporate the proper methods and proper techniques to measure the amount of value lost from depreciation. Other properties are not assigned the appropriate quality rating, which causes a property to be grossly over or undervalued. Many properties are not valued according to respect to their location. In some instances, the land is overappraised, which in turn affects the total value for other properties in that market area. These are significant and result in many paying an unfair share of the tax burden. What I'm saying is that there are significant inequities that affect many parcels that could have been easily remedied in the last 4 reappraisal programs by the assessor's office. I will comment more on these in the weekly updates a little later time. I also have experience in valuing all types of properties. When corporate tax representatives attempt to appeal their values and lower county tax bases, which happens quite often, I've seen it done in many counties, I know how to use the proper appraisal methods and techniques to defend fair assessments and ensure that there is not an undue tax burden shift to other property owners in the county. It's all about everyone paying their fair share, whether it be the individual residential owner, the farm owner, agricultural owner, the forest owner, the commercial property owner, or the industrial property owner. They all should be paying their fair share. This is a significant loss to some counties. Recently, an adjoining county lost over $9 million in appraised value in one such appeal. That was last year. And this was about $25,000 in property tax revenue that the county lost, and that tax burden was shifted to the other taxpayers. I have prepared appraisal reports for this type of properties before and was successful on my part in the defense of the county's value. And I'll put forth the same effort for Humphreys County. I'm also concerned about the ever-increasing burdens of higher taxes for the elderly. I will work to ensure that the elderly receive fair treatment under the state law that provides the qualifying elderly's property tax increase to be controlled and more affordable, without the elderly fearing they will lose their property. I also know and understand the state's appraisal software and that it creates inequities in assessments. There are certain techniques you have to follow in order to prevent this from happening, and I will work to correct these factors that create unfair assessments. I also have expertise in appraising agriculture and forest lands, and I will work to ensure that farms are properly valued under the Greenbelt or use value provisions of the law. I worked and helped establish the formula when I worked with the Division of Property Assessment that is used to calculate use value, that is used in all 95 counties of the state. I was also one of the authors of the Tennessee Appraisal of Rural Property manual that is used by all the counties in the state to maintain their assessments of rural property. And I'll ensure that the county taxpayers who have farms and agriculture and forest lands get their full credit based on Humphreys County farm economic conditions. One thing I would like to see is residential property owners have a homestead exemption, and I will work with legislators to pass a law that would provide for a homestead exemption for homes used as residences for property owners. Other states have this. We have other property types in the state that get discounts on their assessments. They get considerations, essentially, like the farm properties. Well, why not the property owners, the residential property owners, who depend on their residences to live there and to go to work each day and to make their living? I have experience in assessment and reappraisal programs across Middle and West Tennessee. And that experience will benefit Humphreys County taxpayers by utilizing better management of financial and personnel resources that are available to the office. From the completion of IAAO education classes such as assessment administration, I know how to plan for the workload of the office. That class also taught the important concepts for streamlining assessment process and conducting in-house audits for better use of personnel and other resources. I know that counties where reappraisal programs have used mass appraisal techniques of factoring land and building values often creates improper land and building values, which causes inequities in assessments over time. I understand how to analyze these and to resolve the problem. And I have seen the effects of errors, clerical and judgment overlooked by fatigued eyes. That may be made during the tenure of long-term assessors. Fresh eyes will help in eliminating these. This will help bring more equity to assessment.